Well, this is arguably the most impactful Wisconsin election of 2025.
With majority control of the Wisconsin Supreme Court up for grabs in April, the race between candidates Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel could be the most expensive in history.
Earlier, we talked with CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane about how outside donors are pouring money into this race.
Yeah, first of all, let's just reflect on the fact that otherwise obscure state Supreme Court and judicial races are capturing the attention of the nation, because usually these races don't even capture the attention of the neighborhood or the state in which they're being held. But this is obviously different, not just because there's been this epic battle over the state court system in Wisconsin, one that precedes this year, but it's obviously a barometer, isn't it, of where the national mood is, where the mood of a battleground state is. And everybody's trying to get a good firm feel for that. You'll see that also in New Jersey and Virginia, two states that have gubernatorial elections this year. Well, that tells us something about the popularity of the all-Republican Washington. And if Republicans overperform, if they overachieve in Wisconsin in this race, what message does that send to Wisconsin's Republicans in Congress and the president about how things have been going in these first few months?
This race is supposed to be officially nonpartisan, but it feels like it's anything but.
That really speaks to the whole judicial system nationwide right now, doesn't it? There are so many criticisms in so many corners of America that the federal judiciary has become politicized. And we see that here in Washington. When there's a ruling that comes out of the U.S. District Court in Milwaukee or in Madison, or if the U.S. District Courts in Washington, New York, or Los Angeles issue a ruling, the first question is, well, was it a Biden judge or a Trump judge or a Bush or Obama judge, indicating that that will impact the type of ruling that comes out. Now you're seeing that bleed down to the state level and the local level, where these are nonpartisan elections, except they're not. You have political interests funding the ad campaigns. You have political interests funding the door knocking. They're making this a political beast of a job. And that may be something that can't be repaired anytime soon.
I know in my experience, when you work in a Midwestern state, a lot of people are very skeptical about outside money coming in to influence elections. And typically, Republicans have been very vocal about it. The money coming in for this race and all the attention, is that enough to sway voters one way or the other? If they see a candidate taking money that they don't like, would they vote for the other one? Or what are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely possible, and I think we've seen that in some of our Wisconsin U.S. Senate races, where somebody, one side or the other, gets a disproportionate amount of money from Wall Street, or from Hollywood, or from Texas, or from conservative interests. But if everybody's collecting a lot of outside money, it's hard to leverage that to the voters. But to be clear, candidates often do that. They say their opponent is the voice of outside interests and non-Wisconsin interests and non-Wisconsin money. Let's see if that manifests itself in the coming days or weeks in all those ads we are all seeing so much.
Yeah, this is the second time we've been through this with a Supreme Court race, and whatever the outcome is, it will sway the balance of power on the court. And there are some big issues like abortion that hang in the balance here. Is that what's driving all of this money and all of this interest? It's all about power.
Yeah, that's the secondary issue. Not only are there political wins to measure off of this race, but yes, there are state issues that other states care about. They all care about where reproductive rights are in Wisconsin. They all care about where gun rights are in Wisconsin, voting rights. It's a laboratory of sorts. Those battles can be won. It could change the political complexion of the people Wisconsin sends to Washington, but also can help further those issues in the broader sense. There's so much that goes through the court system. It really shouldn't be a surprise that these elections are important. It's just different that they're not obscure, because it's hard for most citizens in most states of America to name who their state Supreme Court judges are, or even to know they have Supreme Court judges, which is what makes this all so distinctive.
Scott, always great to have an opportunity to talk to you. We will do it again very soon. Thanks so much for your time.
Sounds good.